Hello everyone, this is Taylor.
How you doing?
And he is one of the owners of Axis Vehicle Outfitters, a little van conversion company out in Hood River.
Yeah.
And he's going to show us a little bit about the shop and tell us a little bit about his vans, and then we're going to end with a tour. So make sure you stick around for the whole video.
Cool. Welcome.
Let's check it out.
Good to have you, man.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming out. Yeah, this is Axis Vehicles. We're in Hood River, Oregon. We build vans off of the Ford Transit and the Ford E-Series. We don't really focus on big, huge monster custom builds. We focus more on production. And so primarily everyday use vans that you can still camp in, still use to do, housework and things like that. So overland inspired adventure vehicles is kind of what we're focusing on. So welcome, we'll show you around. This is our shop. We're busting at the seams. We need more space. So if you're in Hood River and you got a bunch of space for us, give us a call. Right now we got two vans in here. One is a 2023 all-wheel drive Ford Transit. That's getting what we call our sport wagon package, and that is basically the van for the truck crowd. It still sleeps four, but it's got a ton of space. And then the one on the left is an E-Series, which has a four-wheel drive conversion. That's getting a full revolver package, which actually has all the cabinets, the sink, the heater, and all that. Still sleeps up to 4 or 5 as well. But it's good that you guys are here because now you can see kind of the transition between the two, or the difference between the two. The Transit being on the right, being kind of a brand new tall van like a Sprinter, and then the E-Series, which is kind of the old school, on the left.
Oh, so you guys actually framing this one?
No, so it's funny that you guys are here right now because we're just mocking this up right now.
Okay.
And so this was originally, like we talked before, we do all aluminum frame cabinets.
Yeah. And
with 80/20, which is an extruded aluminum, kind of like an erector set, we used that originally for prototyping. Always with the idea of going to a full welded aluminum frame.
Really?
Keep it super strong, keep it super light, and also if you end up wrecking your vehicle, you can actually pull these out and put them into another vehicle if you want. And so the way we build them is we build them all on the bench and then walk the whole cabinet directly into here and then bolt it to it. So it can fully sustain its own weight. Super strong. This welded aluminum one was just a prototype from a company we ended up not ever working with because the quality wasn't there. And then the prices for getting these manufactured in full aluminum was so high, we just stuck with the 80/20 extrusion. So really, really nice to work with that stuff. Goes together quick, it's modular if you buy a van and want to, add on things later. So it helps that way.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
And are you putting the top on too?
Yep, we'll put the tops on, put the windows in. Basically, when a van comes in, I'll walk you over here to this side real quick. It comes in, if it's not completely empty, the guys empty it. They basically turn it down to 0. This came in as a full cargo van, and so there were no windows. All it had was a bed mat on the floor and some trim. We rip everything out. We cut the holes in the windows. We run all of our rough electrical everywhere. We coat all of our exposed metal to make sure there's no rusting. Then do all our insulation, put our floor in, walls, ceiling, and then all the stuff on the inside.
You're even taking the seats out.
Yep. These will get 2 swivel seats on the front. So.
Nice.
Yeah. So this is a 2023 all-wheel drive, which is kind of our standard. This being a Ford Transit high roof, you get almost like 6'8" of space on the inside.
Wow.
And then we have the same van out there as our demo, which we can show you what a finished one looks like.
How thick does your floor end up being?
3/4 of an inch for the Baltic, and then we'll do a top here. I can show you some samples of what we do for floors.
Totally.
Yeah, they're up front. Let me grab them real quick.
Okay.
But it's just under about an inch maybe total.
Wow.
So those are some of the floor offerings, and so they're felt backed, so you have a little bit of a thermal break right there.
Yeah.
And then it's a woven material, so it's super comfy on your feet. Things don't slide that much.
Is it easy to clean these?
Yeah, what's funny is that they don't get that dirty. Like,
Really?
I mean, they get dirty, but like it doesn't. I always thought that because it's a woven material, you'd have like dirt and mud. Like,
That's what I would think.
Like it doesn't really hold on. It's crazy. We've had them as floor mats just to test them out, and they work great. So. Yeah, but we've got other options as well. This is just one option.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And then this is the 80/20 cabinets we're talking
Yeah,
about.
and so this is funny, another prototype. So this was one we built probably 6 years ago. Yeah, this was in that white van.
Oh.
And so, as you can see with the 80/20, it's all modular. So you have all sorts of individual fasteners. So if you don't have the skills to do like a full cabinet system, this is a really good way to kind of practice. But we just love it because it's, you know, strong and light.
Yeah. And then how hard is it for these sliders? Are you making custom brackets?
Yeah, this is a little bit different than what we're doing now. Now they're actually integrated into these slots here, so we have hardware that locks into those slots. But yeah, not that custom anymore. Once you get it figured out, it goes together really quick.
I hear that these are so much lighter.
Yeah, grab that end. You can pick it up.
No way.
You got the heavy end.
Yeah, dude.
So,
And
granted, there's no plywood or anything on it, but because the structure's in the aluminum frame, you don't have to use, you know, big, heavy 3/4 inch. You can use 1/4 inch stuff, which is.
So is that what you face it with, like 1/4 inch ply?
Yeah, it depends on where. So any of the big panels, like the side panels here and here, will all be like 1/4 inch, really thin, whether it's bamboo or laminated, whatever the customer wants. And then for drawers, door faces, things like that, we'll use 3/4, just because it has a better feel to it. It feels really nice.
Cool.
But that's what you're touching all the time. It's getting all the wear and tear.
And then what do you finish the bamboo with? Like
We use something called a Rubio Monocoat. Michael actually just put some on for us.
oh,
So yeah, it's right here. And so this is a Zero VOC 2-part compound that we use,
wow.
which works awesome. It dries really hard. Actually, I think it turns the top part of the actual wood into like a hard coating. And so, yeah, they use a lot of this stuff for flooring. So it looks like super fragile. This one's still a little wet. Actually, it's pretty dry. But it like, so for instance, let's say you've got a big scuff or something into it, you could actually sand it and then just take that later on down the road and wipe it, and there's no lap seams. So you're not going to see it build up in one spot versus another. So you can blend it really well.
this looks so great.
Yeah,
It didn't even look real. It looks so good.
Yeah, and this is the ceiling that will go into this van. So.
Wow. And then what are you guys using for insulation?
Thinsulate.
Insulate.
Yeah,
oh,
we got a big roll
whole
of thinsulate
bunch.
right here. Yep. Yep. Go through those rolls real quick. And so the Thinsulate's awesome. You know, we've used that since day one. Not that there's anything wrong with the Havelock wool or anything like that, but this goes on really quick and easy. It's really light. It's sound deadening. A big thing when you're driving a vehicle around is you don't want to have fibers kind of falling apart and floating around in the air. And this is all used for, you know, for motor vehicles. So.
And you just put this right up on the metal with
Yep.
some glue? Really?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, just spray adhesive that can right there. Spray each side and cover everything.
Oh, and that can.
Yeah,
That thing's full of glue?
it is.
Wow. That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
It's pressurized too?
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And then, man, so this is one of your drawers, and this is the hardware you're using?
Yeah. So this is one of the drawers from the older style. Yeah. So we use all compression latches, and this one doesn't lock, but they usually have locks on them as well. All the new stuff. And yeah, as you can see, it's 3/4 face, and then laminated on both sides. So.
Man.
And then we use Baltic birch for all the plywood, so it's a 13 ply hardwood. That way there's no distortion or anything. It's a little bit heavier, but overall our builds are really light. So our biggest build only add about 1,000 pounds to the vehicle. So you still have 2,500 pounds of gross vehicle weight rating. So you can still load them up, and they're not all lumbry and they don't drive.
So your full build's only like 1,000 pounds?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. For an interior build, of course.
Yeah. And then what the Sport Wagon is the other
Yep.
one? What's that one come weigh at, pretty much?
That one's about 300 pounds lighter, because it's really just your floor, wall, ceiling infrastructure, and then the upper bunk and the seat.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, just nice and light.
Jeez.
So it drives well. It's easy to drive around town. You can use it as a daily driver, but you can also, spend, weeks camping out of it if you want. So the stuff you build is like full-time living. And so you can full-time live out in our designs. We're just not totally focused on that. We like the versatility where you can take it down to, the fishing hole for the day, or, get a cord of wood in the back / pick the kids up at soccer.
That was one of the deals I had with one of my buses.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, I had a bus that wasn't built out, and it was so great.
Yeah.
I would use it to get material. I would
Right.
use it for this and that. As soon as it's built out, that's it. It's built
Exactly. Absolutely. Yeah, then there's no room to do anything because it's all a house inside. And not that you want to put a bunch of, plywood in your house and hang out. It's like, oh, I got like nice floors and stuff.
Put plywood in there and hang out.
Yeah, exactly. But Our sport wagon, which our demo van out there, is what we use for our supply runs. And so not only is it a great design for a lot of people, even for us as a shop, we use it, people take it on demos for rentals and things like that to camp in, but we use it pretty much every week to run into Portland to grab supplies. And
how far are you?
We're like 45 minutes from Portland, so pretty close.
Can you fit a full sheet of ply in there?
Exactly.
No way.
Yeah. Yep. We had 8 full sheets of ply yesterday coming back. So, and that's the whole idea, right? So you can still stuff it full of stuff and use it day to day like a truck, but it still has a bed, seat swivel, sleep up to 5 people. Yeah. So.
I'm impressed.
Oh, thanks, man.
And you guys are starting. So what do you think of the Red Arcs? Is that what you guys are using now?
Yeah, we've been using Red Arc for almost 4 years now.
Really?
We originally started with those guys just to test, and this van here, the E-Series that we're building, that's kind of our test pig. And so we installed that Red Arc system into that in 2017 and have just been beating on it ever since and have had 0 failures. And so in 2020, we converted completely over to Red Arc.
Yeah.
And not only are they easy to wire, they're kind of infinite. So you can start with a small, Manager 30 like they have and be able to charge your stuff. But if you want to add solar later, if you want to add shore power, if you want to add alternator charging, an inverter, anything like that, you can easily step that up without having to buy all these extra components. So everything but the inverter is all integrated into that.
And you've been using these things for because I've been hearing about them recently.
Yeah, they're really big in the overland community.
Yeah.
The van community likes Victron big time, and there's nothing wrong with Victron. They're awesome, but because we're kind of in that middle ground, kind of overland, kind of daily use, kind of van life, mostly just outdoor recreation folks are using our stuff. Guys who are hunting and surfing and kayaking and mountain biking and stuff like that. We don't have huge power needs. We're not powering, massive, huge, radiant floors or pop-up cappuccino machines or wine coolers and stuff like that. Like a lot of the van builds, they have those massive, fridges and things like that. We're a little bit more campy. And so what's great about those is they adapt. So you can buy it and install it and have your normal 12-volt run and charge your battery. But maybe you want solar later. It's just plug and play. It's all integrated. Everything but the inverter is integrated into that one unit.
Like all the bus bars, everything?
No, bus bars are separate. That's on the consumption side. So, but as far as managing, so if you want AC charging, if you want DC charging, if you want solar charging, it's all in this.
Can I feel how heavy it is?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. It's really nice. It's not that bad.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And this is a 30 amp charger, which again is a little light for a lot of the kind of bigger consumption stuff, like in a bus or in maybe a bigger van build where you really need like 50 amps to charge. But they're coming out with a 50 amp here this winter.
Really?
So, yeah, and this van should have it. Not that we'll need it, but
will you need to upgrade the alternator to support that? No.
Nope. And so the alternator's always pumping a lot of amps, 150 amps usually.
Yeah.
And so if we're talking 30 or 50 amps here, this is what's regulating how much the batteries need. So there's a lot of, back in the day when everything was all lead acid, you need to push a lot of amps into the lead acid batteries. Now everything's lithium. Lithium's got a little bit different of a charge profile. So you don't need as many amps. You actually can't have that many amps because you'll blow them up. So you got to trickle them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are doing everything that I was considering doing if I moved into something else.
Oh, cool. Well, now you know it works.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do this probably.
Nothing wrong with that. No. Seems way easier.
No, I'm just gonna.
If that pays the bills, man.
Oh, yeah,
sign me up.
I know. Yeah. But this is really cool stuff because I considered getting like a shell truck camper.
Yep.
And then kind of building it out myself. Like
yeah.
A lot of this type of stuff.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
They're awesome. Yeah, this is great. Yeah, any questions you have on it, let me know.
Totally.
Can hook you up with the rep. He's an awesome guy. Red Arc is doing a big push into the U.S. right now. They're an Australian company.
Yeah.
And we do a lot of focus on U.S. stuff here, but Red Arc they're phenomenal. We've been so happy with
Never had a problem.
Zero.
That is
zero. And now they're doing batteries, and their batteries are crazy bomb-proof. We've been doing Battleborn for a long time, and we still will, but the Red Arc batteries are super well done as well. So I guess all lithium.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can bring to shows, but honestly, it's our work van as well. I mean, we're using it all the time. And the other owner of the business, my wife Gretchen, we've got 2 young girls, and she would rather drive a van all day than our Tundra that we're driving. She's like, "Where's my van?"
I just got a Tundra, bro.
Yeah, I know. So you got to see, unfortunately,
4x8 will
like
fit in there.
Yeah, and so like I said before, 4x8 sheets of plywood fit right in here.
Wow.
And so again, like the versatility, a lot of people can't, have a truck and a camper van and a, car, and so we wanted to kind of blend everything. And so you can still seat 5 people in seat belts. That front seat goes into a full bed, and then you also have a bed up here, but you also have 4x8 sheet of plywood plus. We do everything on L-track, so if you want to move that seat to the back, you can have a different configuration.
How heavy is it though to kind of bring back here?
It's not light.
Okay.
It's not light.
All right.
But it's totally doable. 2 people can do it.
Okay.
Yeah. But what a lot of customers like to do is they like to put a full bed slide here. So then everything slides out, and put your camp kitchen on there, or your bike racks, or whatever you need.
Yeah.
So then everything slides back in. It's high enough that you can roll a full downhill style mountain bike in here and be able to clamp it down on either Rocky mounts or whatever kind of bike rack you want.
Yeah.
And then, roll smaller motorcycles in there, and then this pops out if you want to do like full-size motorcycles. Really? So we like the modularity.
Oh yeah.
So you can kind of switch things.
And then
up.
we want to talk about the power? What's going on here?
So again, we have 2 layouts. We have a revolver layout, which is more of a camper layout filled with cabinets.
Yeah.
Water, heater, fridge, the whole deal. This being a sport wagon layout, very simple, kind of a truck-minded van build, but people still want power, and so we're not going to build a full massive electrical system for someone that doesn't need to have powering all these things. And so we partnered with Goal Zero. If you're not familiar with Goal Zero, they make some really good kind of lithium generators. Yeah. And we integrate that to a full interior wiring harness that will have its own fuse panel. But this unit will charge off of the alternator while you're driving. We always put 2 solar ports, one on the side and one on the roof. So if you want to attach solar at any time, you can do that. It also charges off AC power if you want to hook up to shore power. But for me, what's really important is that this unit, we put it on a long, whip, as you can see here, so you can move it around.
Cool.
We like the redundancy. So say the power goes out at your house, what's the one thing you need to keep going? Your fridge.
You can pull
and so you can pull that out and plug it into there. If you have solar panels for multiple days, most of our customers will opt to get a Dometic fridge freezer as well, which is portable. So say someone's taking this to go to some event and you want to take your other truck or car or whatever, you can take that out with the cooler or the fridge and be able to put it into different vehicles. It just gives you a lot of kind of options instead of just being stuck with one vehicle. This is the cooler rig. It's like, no, take it. Yeah, you're going to grandma's. Got to keep the cheesecake cold.
Is this the original?
No, this is a company we work with that makes pre-molded panels. And so, again, with the idea that these are very multi-use vehicles, we absolutely love what the custom world and van builders are doing. It's beautiful. But most of our customers their vans are dirty. Like, they keep them in really good shape, but they're really using them. Yeah. Mountain bikes, dirt bikes, waders, wetsuits, wet dogs, things that are going to just cover the end. Think of it like a truck. That's how these vans are getting used. That's what our demographic mostly is people who spend a ton of time in the outdoors. And if you're an outdoorsy guy, you get dirty, and all your toys are dirty. And so we wanted something you could literally spray down or wipe down. Most of our customers are like, yeah, you know how I clean it? I'm like, no, how? It's like a leaf blower. I open up the back doors and I blow everything out. And you're like, oh, epic. After a trip to the coast and it's covered in sand, you just blow it all out. And so we wanted them, really durable, where, you have a wet dog that shakes off in here, you can wipe everything down. So some of our customers actually take the hose and hose it down. Yeah. So it's all marine grade. Everything we do is all marine grade. So all the electronics are like you'd find in like a racing yacht, like a racing boat. Yeah. It's all marine grade, heat shrunk, crimped, and soldered. So, and all marine grade components.
Nice.
Yeah, so.
And then what's going on with your window? Are these magnetic?
Yeah, so these are from another awesome company here in Oregon, Van Made Gear. They make all these 45 minutes away.
No way.
Yeah, awesome company.
And it just pulls off.
Yep. Magnets.
Wow.
Yep. So it goes on easy, comes off easy. It's insulated, which is really nice. They're blackout, so if you're, stealth camping or whatever, you put them up and it looks like, it's just dark. So we have them for all the windows, including the ones up front.
What size bed is up there?
It's like in between a full and a queen.
Okay. And you can lay this way, right?
Yeah, so it's a little over 6 feet wide and a little over 6 feet long.
Okay.
And then the mattresses are by a company, Roam Rest, out of
I've heard a lot about it.
Yeah, awesome. Even though it's only 3 inches thick, it is wickedly comfortable. I mean, it's awesome.
Really?
So, way more comfortable than that one.
That's for the kids?
Yeah, I guess. Owners and then whoever is left over.
All right. So. Let's go up there and show them
Yeah, check it out. To give you an idea of what we're doing. So you got 2 swivel seats.
Oh, that's nice. Yep. Oh, dang, and then you could sit. You got people sitting right here?
Yep, this swivels as well. And then we have some options for your table. So again, it's not like a full camper.
No, I like this.
But it's just enough so like if you need one vehicle or even a third vehicle, if you got a couple commuter cars and you can't decide whether you want a truck or a SUV, there you go. So then you have full picnic style. And this one mounts there as well. So then you can opt to have 2 tables if you want.
Yeah.
A lot of guys who do a lot of business on the road will get this layout because then if they're at an event, they can actually have an office set up. Customers can come in and chat with them. Or if you're camping with the kids or even just like maybe you're at the ski area and it's a little cold and snowy, you're hanging out, you can play cards or draw, do whatever kids do. Play with their cars, like my kids.
Yeah. So. And then the light, so I do see lighting in here.
Yeah, so again, the Goal Zero powers everything for the actual van. And so this is a pretty slimmed down model. We can also do integrated heaters as well. But yeah, you got lights that dim, that are all touch. So you have one there, one up there, one in the back, and then one in the garage. And then these are AMA windows. These are pretty cool little windows. They have a slider here, and then the screen slides too, which is pretty sweet. So we got one here, and then one on the sliding door. And then, of course, the van made gear.
And that's made for whatever kit you got going.
Yeah, this is all. I mean, so it's production for us.
Yeah.
But it's kind of custom.
Yeah.
So like, we're not doing this for the customer. This is our system that we've come up with. So this is what all our vans come with standard.
Nice. It's like a sleeping bag.
Yeah. So it's quilted. So like when it's super hot or super cold, it definitely makes a big difference to keep it toasty in here.
I love how just like clean and functional and simple it is.
And this is the simple one.
This is the simple one.
Yeah. So we've originally came with the revolver layout, which is, I wish we had one built here to show you. One just left literally yesterday. But that one again is more of a camper van. It's got all the cabinets, it's got a sink, it's got water, it's got a heater, it's got an integrated fridge. So it's definitely more van life than this. When we were looking at the market in general, trying to figure out if we were going to go with like a bigger build or a smaller build, we kept on being drawn towards something more simple and more basic.
I'm kind of going that way.
Yeah, I think we get wowed with the YouTubers showing us all these amazing builds, and they really are. The Earth Roamers and some of the van companies that are building these incredible rigs, and they're amazing. I just don't think it fits a lot of people's real needs. And again, a lot of our customers they've been in the outdoors their whole life, so they're already sleeping in the dirt. They're already camping, sleeping on the beach. And so they're kind of graduating into a van. Yeah. And so they don't really need all the amenities that a lot of kind of high-end van builders would provide. So this is more of a simple layout that fits a lot of people's needs. No. And since we introduced this, we sell 80% of these and 20% of the revolvers.
Really?
Yeah, that's how much of a need there was. The price point's obviously a lot better because there's not as much stuff in there, but the utility is really something that we always thought would be a good offering, but our customers are like, oh yeah, heck yeah, I like that. And then the versatility where if you want to move this seat into the back, you can always put a little kitchen unit here if you do want something a little more camper van-y.
If somebody brought you, do you do that? If somebody brought you a van, would you build it? Or
if it's within our standard layouts, because again, not doing custom stuff, we're production. We come up with a layout and a design that we can repeat
Yeah.
at very high quality,
Yeah.
but then do it over and over so the price point's down. And so then you have the custom fit and finish with more of a production price tag.
Nice. Yeah, very cool.
For instance, CNC, which we do, is the same thing over and over and over. And so, for instance, if you were like, oh yeah, I want a sport wagon build, it's like, great, well, what would you like for finishes? What would you like for exterior options? So, kind of call it semi-custom.
Yeah.
You pick one of our layouts, and then you're like, oh, I want bamboo, or I want, the lift and the rack, and solar, and things like that. But we also design them where if you're like on a tight budget, you can get the foundation and then add all this stuff on later.
Gotcha.
That's why we run solar to multiple spots, so you don't have to peel off all the walls to run electrical. If you're not sure you want the Goal Zero power, we'll do all the integration, all the wiring harness behind the scenes. So if you decide you want it later, you can just buy one and plug in later without having to spend all the money up front. So, they're expensive. Things are expensive, and so if we can find ways to help people like still get into a vehicle that'll help them day to day, and then they can add that stuff as the budget allows, the better.
How far out is your like wait list? Like if somebody wanted to get one.
It's a good question. If we had all of our vans, we're waiting for our final shipment of 2023s from Ford, and then our first shipment of 2024s. If they were all here, we'd be booking into probably mid to late spring, just depending on supply chain issues and stuff like that. But if you have a Transit right now and you want something like this, we could get it in probably January, February, because we have customers just waiting for their vans to show up.
Oh, gotcha.
So, yeah. So sales are good, but the vans are not showing up when they need to.
Dang.
Yeah. So if you can find a van, we can definitely build on it sooner rather than later.
Gotcha.
So we're built out. We've got 3 more vans that are currently here, and then 4-wheel drive conversion as well. So probably February, I'd say it'd probably be a pretty safe time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate it so much.
Yeah.
If you guys got any questions, check us out at axisvehicles.com.
Yeah.
Same name on all the socials. We're in Hood River, Oregon. And so if you got any questions or want a shop tour for yourself, give us a shout.
Thanks so much for having us, man.
Drive safe on the way home. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah,
Much
dude.
appreciated.
Heck yeah.
Thank you.